The newest competitive golf tour is live. Hey guys, my name is Dalton Spears, and I love golf. I love YouTube golf. I love playing golf. I love taking golf trips. I love planning golf trips. And I do not get to play nearly as much golf as I would like because I have a 3-year-old son and an 8-month-old son. And my wife and I live in a city far away from all of our friends and family. So we just don't have a lot of help, a lot of support. That means I am on dad duty a lot. I'm taking 4 to 4.5 hours out of my day to go hit the ball around is just a lot tougher than it used to be. So I want something to fill the void of not being able to play golf. So I have decided to start talking about golf. I actually started over on Threads, which, if you don't know, it's like Instagram's version of Twitter or X, but I've amassed almost 1 million views just talking about golf in the last month. I think I started the account literally like 25, 26 days ago. Closing in on 1 million views there. I just wanted to start a YouTube channel talking about golf, and I thought today was a perfect day to do that because I actually just finished watching the inaugural Your Golf Tour YouTube video, which is, if you don't know, Grant Horvat, Wesley Bryan, George Bryan, and Brad Dalke put together this tour for YouTubers. And I just wanted to talk about the implications of it and how I think the first video went and what I'm looking forward to, the draft, the teams, all that stuff. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. And I've never really done anything like this where I'm just talking into the camera, so bear with me. But I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, you can leave a comment. Let me know if you like this stuff, if you want to see me go play Big Cedar Lodge. I take a golf trip to Scottsdale every year with my friends. Every year in January, I go on a family trip to, like I said, Big Cedar Lodge. I'm going in August, so might film that, put golf content out there when I am able to play. But really, I want to talk about golf, and I'm really intrigued by your golf tour. So first video is out, and I guess it's technically the second video, but this is the first video with everyone. The first video was actually the 4 captains, Grant, Wes, George, and Brad, all playing against each other to determine the draft order. So the draft order went Wesley, George, Brad, Grant. And then they did a serpentine draft. So it went Wesley, George, Brad, Grant, Grant, Brad, George, Wesley. I hope that's how the draft went. Now let me go back and check here. Yeah, Wes, George, Brad, George, Wes. So that's how the draft went, and it was really interesting. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to I'm gonna try to figure all this out as I'm going, but I'll overlay if I can draft. So the draft order went Wesley with the first pick took, of course, Ryan Ruffles. And if you don't know Ryan Ruffles, he's really a freaking stud golfer. He qualified for the Q, and he was leading that tournament that he qualified for after Friday of that tournament. So really impressive stuff by him. Next up, George took Toombs Golf, who I'm honestly unfamiliar with. Brad ended up taking his friend from Good, Sean Walsh. And then Grant ended up taking, who are actually 2 good friends in their own right, Luke Kwan and then Sam Hyung. I think I'm saying that right. They actually referred to him as Sam Wang when they were teeing off. It was pretty funny. And then it went back to Brad, who took Peter Finch, which I think is just an excellent pick. I was actually really surprised Grant took Sam over Peter or even Taco Golf. Think those two are. It was just interesting. I understand though Grant probably thinking that he wanted to pick that Luke would really get along with, which I don't know if you watched the Q video, but if you did, you'd see that they were good friends, vibed together really well. George then ended up picking Taco Golf, which I think is a great pick. I think Taco's a really good golfer. And then got 2 more picks. So he ended up taking Micah Morris, which is so funny because Micah and Wes go back and forth and seem like they have some actual beef, but I think it's all mostly in good fun. And I mean, the video you see that it was a dang good pick by Wes because Micah has really turned on his game. I know a lot of people feel strongly about Micah is on on-camera presence. He can get frustrated, he gets kind of emotional, but man, that's golf. And Micah just wants to be really good at golf, and I can't fault him for those emotions. And then Roger, I mean, just hits it a mile. So good pick there. George went with Josh Kelly, who I am unfamiliar with. Brad, who took another good member, and Garrett Clark. Now Garrett Clark is interesting because I think Garrett is definitely the least talented out of all the golfers here. Maybe Josh Kelly. Don't really know him, and they were kind of to that in the video that he would probably be the last pick. But George and him seem to have a really good relationship, which is why I think George picked him. Brad again took Garrett Clark, which I'm X Factor. Now, the really interesting thing to me is Grant kind of got away with a great pick and being able to pick Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick of the draft, who was Chance Taylor. And if you don't know Chance Taylor, this guy is a stick. The guy can just flat out play. I think they said he shot 5 under their practice round the day before the draft, which is just, I'm like, he's such a good golfer. I couldn't believe that he went. I watched that Q video and I played really well there. He went toe to toe with Ryan Ruffles and just missed out on qualifying because he lost to Ryan, who ended up being the guy that won the Q spot. Anyways, that was the draft, and my initial thoughts were Team Wesley kind of run away with it. I thought Team Brad was gonna compete as well too. I did not have good feelings about Team George or Team Grant. Grant, I didn't have a good feeling about them because I think Grant is the weakest captain out of the four of them, and then Luke Kwan tends to get negative. I think he's an amazing golfer, but he does tend to get negative and kind of, I don't know if you watched the Internet Invitational, but it kind of felt like he just didn't care that much. And in the Q video a few months ago, when Luke and Sam were playing together, they were just feeding off of each other's, like, have a very much like, I'm not very good type of energy, when obviously they're both really good golfers. They're both pro at one point on Asian tours, other tours, I'm sure. But I just their energy like really like off of each other, and it's like, okay, self-deprecating humor, but that can like get other people too. Chance, he's really new to the YouTube golf space. I think he does a lot of like type stuff, so I just didn't know how the nerves were going to fit with him. And then Team George, like honestly, I'm very familiar with George Bryan, but the other three guys, I'm not that familiar with. Like I've seen Taco, but like and Josh Kelly, I really didn't know. My power rankings right from the start were Team West, Team Brad, probably Team Grant, and then lastly Team George. Or honestly, tied for third, fourth would be Grant George. I just really wasn't sure. So, anyways, loved the strategy portion of the video that they showed us. Really getting to see the decision making and the talking. Like that I love about YouTube golf is it really kind of went inside look to how these guys think and play. And there's a lot of really good former PGA Tour winners, PGA pros, other pro tours. Like a lot of really good golfers in this. So it was really cool to see that. And they got to dive in together as a team and talk about what they wanted to do, how they were going to do it, and the really interesting twist that they're putting in on all this. And I wasn't sure how exactly it was going to work when they first announced this tour, but each captain gets to bring in a celebrity, and you'll see all this if you watch the video. I'm just kind of recapping it, but the celebrities that they all ended up bringing in brought in a guy that I'm not super familiar with, but he brought in John Peterson, I think is his name. John Peterson, $2.5 million career earnings and 10 top tens on tour, which is wow. That's great. George Bryan brought in John Philippe. He has 100,000 plus follower. Japes Golf. I don't know. And then Grant brings in Michael Block, who I know people, you want about Michael Block, but he's played in multiple major tournaments. And that's kind of something I want to get to here in just a second. Brad brought in Ben Haddon, or Ben Hayden, however you say his name. So really cool, really kind of interesting twist. But I didn't know how the formats were going to be, but we'll get to that in a second. So talking about the strategy part, something I thought was so interesting. And Michael Block is a PGA pro, right? Like I think he people to play golf. He was sitting there in Team Grant's strategy meeting, and Sam and Quan, they were doing what they do, right? Like kind of negative, like, oh yeah, very good because of this, because of that. You'll see it in the video. Can be good, but like might have the yips. And Michael just kind of over the table, and this made me think a little bit differently about Michael Block. Kind of over the table and was like, guys, like off the negative talk. You guys are excellent golfers. Like you guys need to get your heads out of your asses and golfers that you are. And that whole kind of talk, I think, really inspired Grant's team, and really, because you'll hear in the video multiple times Luke, Sam, kind of referencing, about said something negative there, but I'm not going to. And it was just like cool to see because I think Luke Kwan like could be his biggest kind of was that self-deprecating. It's funny when I hit a bad shot. I think at one point in the video, Luke Kwan has a wedge in and he's like, oh, I about said something negative there. I'm going to save that for later. And then he said, watch this shot. And he just sticks it when he really needed to come through for his team. So, man, hats off to Michael Block. Cool to see. The formatting was interesting. They all played together as a team in pairs. Can scramble, but the whole team played together. So, Team Grant played together, Grant and Luke, and then Sam and Chance Taylor. And sorry, this video is already getting kind of so I'm gonna kind of run up here and let you guys go watch the video. Stars of this first video, in my opinion, were first off Peter Finch. And guy is just yeah, maybe it's just my brand of comedy, but he is so freaking funny, man. Like the little talks like around like talking about him and George being in a home together and getting wheeled like that stuff is just so funny. Like always has just the funniest one-liners and little quick little rants. Just so funny. But the other, I could not stop laughing when Chance, Taylor, and Sam were paired together and trying to talk to each other. And they obviously, played together hardly at all. But Chance Taylor just has such a thick Southern accent, and Sam has such a New Zealand accent that they were kind of hard time understanding each other. And it was just like comedy. And man, hats off to Chance Taylor. He played unbelievable. In my opinion, like as far as personality and banter and stuff goes, like I kick out of watching Chance and Sam play. So honestly, Wesley mentioned something at the end of the video, like pick your team, who you're pulling for. And this feels kind of like, what Liv was trying to be. But Liv just like forced, like found it gimmicky. But that's the beauty of YouTube is no one really takes YouTube golf that serious anyways. So if it's gimmicky, who cares? And they're going about it so organically that being like forced to your throat. It's like you don't like have to watch this. Like obviously you didn't have to watch Liv, but Liv was stealing away players from a already reputable brand, PGA Tour, people, Saudi Arabia. You have all this other political nonsense. This feels like what Live Golf wanted to do and wanted to be, and it's interesting, man. Like I can see this really taking off, really being something cool. I mean, posted now for 4 hours, and it has over 250,000 views. That's pretty impressive, I think. 280,000 views. It just refreshed. Um, yeah, crazy numbers, I think. So I don't know, man. This is cool. This could be really something cool. I think that's gonna be it for this very first video. I just kind of ranted. I want to start posting, talking about uh, YouTube golf. I'll talk about PGA golf as well. Scotty won, sorry, Scotty lost in a playoff this morning. Monday to Victor Hovland missed a kind of birdie putt. I can talk more about PGA Tour golf. I love it. I love everything golf. Again, I golf trips for my friend group. I have products that help people plan golf trips that I can talk about. All the stuff that I've learned over the years of planning those golf trips, what to do, what not to do to make them fun. I love golf and I want to talk about golf, and that's what I'm going to do. So if you guys like this, you want to subscribe, you want to watch me play golf in the future at some cool courses, you want golf trip planning tips, you want just golf content, I'm going to be here. And if you want to follow me on Threads, it's Dalton Does Golf, same as this YouTube channel. I love to talk to you over there. I'm on there quite a bit. So yeah, hype guys, and happy golfing. Shoot 'em straight.